So, you're going to have a baby. Welcome to Mother Love Child. In today's video, we are going to be talking about pleasure, orgasm, ecstatic birth, how to labor and love it. I'm at another local beach. This is a different one. I live in the Chesapeake Bay area of Maryland, and it's just such a beautiful little spot where we have a little bit of access to beaches and the bay, and it's just a wonderful thing to have right next door, to be able to go enjoy the water, enjoy the sand, and the sun, and use the time to connect. It's a beautiful place to connect to body and soul and earth. The reason why I was here this morning is I was here the other day with my family, and I was just looking at what was growing, and we found what are known as pink fuzzy beans. They're like a native green bean, and I was like, oh, how cool. And I don't even know if I took a picture, but anyway, I woke up the next day and I was like, oh, I should have taken a bean and saved the seeds. So, that's what I did. I needed to come back. I came back. I got 3 beans. I'll take them home. I'll dry them out, and then maybe come spring, I'll see if we can just grow some at our home. Little piece of the beach at our house. So our candle for today, we've had a very beautiful week. And Friday morning we came to the beach, and then Saturday we got up and took the whole family to go apple picking, and it was just so beautiful. And of course, there was a little farm market nearby, and I just, I love to go shopping. So I stopped in, and I'm looking around, and something just jumped at me and just called to me and wanted me to take it home. And I found this beautiful candle. So this is going to be the candle that I light for us today, and maybe even for every video. I'll be lighting this for us, for our time together today. The apple picking was so much fun. It's fun, fun, fulfilling. It's just something about getting an apple off of a tree and like shining it up and eating it right there in the field. Oh my word, like it's this feeling of sensual love and bliss, and and they just taste so good in that moment, in that orchard among the other trees. And I don't know, it's a beautiful connection, and it inspired me a bit for today's video, which is talking about how to transform and how to shift pain and birth into pleasure. So where there could be pain and suffering, turmoil, hardship, aching, how we can shift that into pleasure and ecstasy and bliss, and maybe even orgasm at the time of birth. And there are videos out there on this topic, but they're not going to tell you what I'm going to tell you today. And sure, we could call it a secret. I think what makes it a secret is that maybe we're searching for what the answer is to get to that, to find it. It's a secret that hides within us, if you will. And so I'm going to tell you what all these other videos haven't told you about how to experience pleasure and ecstasy and bliss in your labors and in your births. And it starts with you. It starts with you and the love that you have for yourself. It may be the hardest part of preparing for labor and birth. Some of you have already found that place where you have a deep and profound love for yourself. And how just so wonderful. That is so wonderful. And you are right there at that place to where you can transform that discomfort and labor into something else to bring you pleasure. And there's those of us who, maybe in our mind we're not often saying the best things to ourselves. Maybe we blame ourselves for this or that, or we say we're not good enough, or we pick out our flaws. If you are somebody who does that, like myself, then you know the work to loving yourself isn't quite done yet. Now, I can feel it. I can feel it inside of me. I feel this love very often for myself, just radiating around my entire being from the inside out. I can feel it, I sense it, I see it. But then there are those moments where my doubts come walking in and they just take that magnifying glass on those things that maybe don't even matter so much as to who we are as a person. Or maybe the parts do matter. And instead of giving grace and forgiveness for ourselves, we maybe hand ourselves a little bit of punishment through mental thoughts and words that aren't so wonderful. So, loving yourself, that's what you have to do. Use this time during your pregnancy to love you. When you're able to love yourself, when you're able to find that love, that radiance that lives within you, that knows that you are just this beautiful being, then you can meet that intensity of labor, and it can be the most blissful and profound that there's no word for how good it can feel, how good each wave of contractions will feel when that love that you have for you is there. Now, the love between two people, that's so powerful. It can also help bring those feelings of bliss and comfort and love and sensuality and even sexuality into the labor and birth room, into all of those feelings that the mother has when she's laboring and birthing. But if you can do the work of loving you, even if you have a loving partner, you will be able to meet birth at this beautiful place where not many of us get to go. Not because we're not worthy or anything, but our culture, there's a shift in our culture, or there has been, And one of the reasons why I make these videos is to bring back the pieces, bring back the women, bring back the knowledge, bring back the wisdom, bring back that inner love and radiance that we all have within us. I want you to know it's there. And when you have that, then your possibility for having an ecstatic birth it's right there for you. It's right there for you. There's a quote I've used over the years about pain, and I always forget what it is. Maybe that'll be like one of my a new goal for myself, is to memorize this quote so that every time I lose it, it's okay, because I haven't memorized. So maybe that'll be my new goal. I have this quote on pain. I lost it. I want it back. I know I'm going to be able to find it. I almost know for certain that when I go home, I'll be able to find it. And if I do, I'm going to insert it somewhere in this video, because it struck a chord with me the first time I read it, and it always does. And it's about shifting our belief around pain, and maybe pain isn't meant to cause suffering. Maybe pain isn't meant to cause turmoil. And maybe if we find that inner deep, true, oh so true love for ourselves, then instead of pain turning into suffering and angst and hurt and dare I say self-hatred. If pain isn't, maybe pain's not supposed to do that. And maybe it's just been this belief that we've held on to. And if we can let that go, and just see pain as a sensation, an intensity, a feeling that's carrying us through something huge, something transformative, something that leaves us in awe. Maybe we can meet that with that same awe, that recognition that, wow, look how amazing, how powerful, look what we do, look what birth can do. This is what labor is. It brings life into the world. And it is possible to feel good during labor and birth. It is possible to have this intensity roll over us in waves of joy and bliss and even orgasm. It's possible. And it's right there for you to reach and grab a hold of. It's there for you. So reach out and grab it. water is so beautiful. There's a connection between birth and water. I feel as though we should never labor without water. With it nearby. In some shape or form. It flows. It washes over us like feelings. The sensual nature of water is so close to that of the sensual nature of labor and birth. As always, you are born to do this. You are the boss of you, and you are worth quality care. Remember, you are born to do this. You are born to do this. And the love is there. You have to reach in and find it. You have to get it. It's there. To be notified of when each new video comes out, be sure to subscribe. Share with your family and friends, your loved ones, that they have this beautiful doorway into what labor and birth is, and how to navigate it, and how to love it.